Hello, welcome to Gaming Again. My name is Muzz, and I was pretty negative on Pokemon ZA, wasn't I? Like, I don't often portray myself in that way where I'm quite negative towards something, but I do think it had to be called out, in my opinion. I think the Pokemon Company, Game Freak, have rested on their laurels too much for too long regarding the Pokemon games. I think they just go through the motions with them. They change a few things about, and we end up getting. We've actually got poorer quality games in the past decade than we've ever had. Not even the last decade, last like 2 or 3 years in terms of the Pokemon games. So here I'm going to try and be a bit more positive and kind of put a spin on it where what do I actually want from a Pokemon game in 2025 or whenever they decide to release the next main line. And I'm going to go through, I think I've got about 4 or 5 different points that I'm just going to talk through and give my kind of dream Pokemon. It's not even a dream Pokemon game. It's just I think a Pokemon game that we should expect for this day and age we're in. You look at Nintendo and the other franchises they have, like they are constantly iterating, constantly making different changes, taking risks with the franchises, taking them in completely new directions. Whereas Pokemon has pretty much been the same, apart from Arceus, which was a big departure. Hopefully, we can see more of that. So the first one, I think I just want to see some ambition. I want to see some ambition from the game developers in terms of a lot of different things. Main thing is, like as I said in my first video, or the AZ video, was regarding the adventure. I feel like Pokemon should feel like an adventure, and I feel like they could make it grander. Like I'm not saying bigger, well maybe I'm saying a bit bigger of a map to explore, more areas to explore, denser cities. Like the cities in Pokemon should feel alive. They should feel bristling with different things to do, different Pokemon. We could have new game systems in there. Like think of like mini games where you can train up a Pokemon to be in a race, or train up them to, I don't know, chop down trees or something that's a bit different and out there. And you've got several of these located in the cities. Different cities have different mini games, and I just want to see like something more than what we're getting in terms of the ambition with the game. I want to see the direction really take a new, like maybe just take the original Pokemon formula and expand it, beef it out, make it a much more involved game in terms of what your Pokemon can do. Like instead of just being able to battle and maybe like walk around like your camp or something, they could, I don't know, like they could participate in shows or something. I think we've had elements of that, but they've been very watered down. So I definitely just want to see some more ambition from the next Pokemon game, or my the game I think that we should get in 2025. Next thing I want to see is just a different Pokemon story. I feel like we get the same Pokemon story that we've always had, where you're a young trainer starting out, and then you pick your first Pokemon, and then you go off and you have an adventure. And you've got usually a rival, you've got usually like a version of Team Rocket who are after you, and there's not much deviation in the story. I would love to see just a completely new take on it. What that would be, I'm not sure. Hopefully, I can come up with something in the next few minutes so I can actually give an example. But just want to see something different. I mean, maybe you could start. Maybe you could have like different roles in terms of Pokemon. Like that could actually go back to the ambition. Like you, instead of just being a Pokemon trainer, you could be like a wildlife photographer, bringing in elements of Pokemon Snap. Or you could have different roles within the world of Pokemon. You didn't just have to be a trainer. And that could filter into the actual story itself. Like, what do you maybe you work for like a magazine or something, and you're out taking pictures of the Pokemon, and you find this rare one. You take a picture of this rare one. No one's ever seen it before, all of a sudden you're famous, you're massive, and you kind of use this to travel the world and travel the Pokemon world. Like something a bit different, something that is just out of the norm from a Pokemon game. Like I know the 3 stars there are classic, but let's try and mix it up. Let's try something a bit different. Let's try and go somewhere new with the story. And who knows? Maybe you could become start up your own magazine. Like I've just went with a magazine, right? But that's something. It's something that's a bit different. That could be quite interesting. I think. Anyway, I mean, if you think I'm completely talking about ass, just let me know down in the comments below. I'm happy to take on criticism as well as give it out. I can definitely dish it out. So these two kind of go hand in hand, I believe. Like just the graphics. Like, and I know if you've watched any of my AAA videos, I talk about the graphics and not needing to be that kind of hyper realistic. And I do believe that. The Pokemon games for the past couple ones just look the same, and it looks very low effort. Very, very low effort in terms of what they are producing. Like the buildings that we saw in the town are literally boxes. Like that, I mean, I'm not a game developer, but that doesn't seem like it takes that long to me. The battle system as well, which I will get to, but just like if we're going back to turn-based, just flashier, make it flashier. Like you look at turn-based battle systems like Persona, like so flashy, so much more involved, so much going on. The music, everything, it just looks a more engaging experience. As I've not actually played any of the Persona games, but certainly when I watch a battle in it, I'm like, oh, this looks fantastic. We know what we get from Pokemon battles, but you could just up the production value in terms of what they actually do in it, like the animations. There's no voice acting. Like, come on, it's 2025. We need voice acting surely in these games at this point. Like, you could have an option to play like original Pokemon, but we're in 2025. Like, it just feels like you're cutting corners for the sake of cutting corners for having no voice acting in there. It would add to the story as well. It would add so much, I think, to the actual engagement with the Pokemon world. And then the battle system itself, I know they're trying something new in the new AZ game, so I'm curious to see that. I think that is good, trying something out new. Like I said that in the original video, I always think trying something new looks like a more kind of full-on battle system where you're manipulating stuff in the moment. Stuff maybe goes on a cooldown once you've used it, but you can actually affect where your Pokemon stands and get them to dodge out the way, which seems like a departure from the usual Pokemon battle system, which is fair enough. But yeah, like I want to see a bit more. Not even a bit more. I want to see a lot more from the next kind of mainline Pokemon game. I think they need to step it up. Like, they've been resting, as I said, on their laurels for too long, just getting by on the Pokemon brand itself without actually innovating. I do feel like if Nintendo had full control of the Pokemon franchise, we would see something completely different. Like, completely different. And I don't even want Power World, because they've got the survival kind of job game down. Like, I don't want to see anything like that. I still want the essence of Pokemon to be there, where you're going on an adventure, you're exploring the world, you're catching Pokemon, but just a bit more, like more ambition with it. Really go places with it. Go places with the game systems. Go places with the graphics in terms of the style, the polish, like just the production value. Just want to see more from that. That felt good. That felt good to kind of get off my chest. I've had 2 cracks at the whip talking about this Pokemon game and kind of what I want from it. And it feels good. It feels nice to feel like a weight has been lifted off my shoulders. So I can finally talk to people about kind of what I want from the next Pokemon game. So, what do you think? Do you agree with some of my ideas? Do you disagree? Are you like, what is he on about? Like, the Pokemon games are fine. And if you feel that way, fair enough. It's just my opinion. But yeah, let's have a conversation, a discussion about it down in the comments below. My Pokemon was crap video has been polarizing. I've got almost like an even liked dislike ratio, which fair enough. But tell me why. Tell me why I am wrong. Tell me what you want from your Pokemon game. If you just want what they're doing at the minute, then fair enough. But I think that the game, the world of Pokemon has so much more potential to produce not just a good game, but a great, excellent game. Like, I think the world is already there, the lore is already there. Just need to put in some effort. Just need to put in some effort. That's all I'm asking. That's all I'm asking. Anyway, if you dislike the video, whatever, give me a sub. We're getting close to 200, which is quite exciting. 200 subs. So then I started this back, I was about 140, and it took me quite a while to get 100. So we're making good progress with that. And any comments, that you have on your mind, just kind of leave. Obviously, leave in the comment section, and we can talk about it. We can have a discussion. Let's have a civil Pokemon discussion, people. Like, actually, the people who commented my video recently, it was quite civil, and I got a few that agreed with me, which is quite nice. With all that being said, all that's left to say is any thoughts, comments, general hostile remarks, leave them below. Thank you very much. Bye bye.